So we have 6 wines to taste, and there's 6 of us here. That's 36 cups.
And you said I got too many cups.
Live at the Intercontinental in Porto.
Yes, we're live with episode 100.
Here's my question. Are any of these recordings not live?
Well, we're in
With a studio audience. It's only when it's on this trip. Last year we had a live studio.
Active participating studio audience, for what it's
We
worth.
took questions last year.
We did take questions last year, that's true.
Maybe we'll get some more this year.
I just remembered the dragon.
Oh, yes. What's a sweet without a dragon?
Okay, so let's start from the beginning here.
No.
It's episode 100, January 21st, 2016. We're in Porto, Portugal.
Port capital Port.
I'm sitting next to Foz, Rolo, Seth, and our friend Steve. And Foz is +1, Meredith.
Hi.
She's joining us
She
today.
didn't want to be named.
Did she not?
She didn't sign the release form.
International
She didn't sign the release form.
Beep. That.
No. I mean, we could, but I'm not going to bother.
Can you describe the room for us? The table setup.
Yes, we have, 36 cups and laid out in front of us, tiny white cups, and 6 port wines.
Yeah.
We're going to go through a little bit of a tasting here on the show. We're going to talk a little bit about how we got here, why we're here, and actually why we're here today, because a few of us weren't supposed to be here today.
Well, we're here because there's port here.
Yes.
So this may be something of a circular conversation.
And there's a hurricane in the Azores.
Subtropical depression.
It was a hurricane.
They called it a hurricane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they gave it a name. Alex. Which, does that mean we start with B?
It's every June. It's for the
It's
year.
the Atlantic hurricane season. Now B is gonna.
Yeah, in June when we actually have the hurricane season, we're going to have a B.
I don't know. It might be European hurricane.
It's a year.
Is it NOAA? No, it's not NOAA.
It is. No, it's the National Weather Service. The U.S.
Yeah.
folks declared it. It was.
What about those people in the West? They have a different.
They have different language, but this is the Atlantic, so this is considered an Atlantic storm.
Yeah.
So seriously though, while I'm pouring these ports for us to taste, does anyone know the rules about? I mean, we're doing the white port first.
I think white port's first, and then...
And the rest of them are all Connies.
I didn't even know there was a such thing as white port.
One with an actual cork. Wow.
Do that one last.
Okay.
Other than that, there's...
The Burmeister.
That one's last.
I'm just saying, we have one called the Burmeister. And I feel like Meister shouldn't be in.
Well, it is cold here. Well, cool.
Barely cold.
You've got
an undershirt, a long sleeve shirt, a sweater, and a jacket, and you're actually concerned.
I don't have a jacket.
Oh, just that?
Just a sweater.
Okay.
It's like the episode of Family Guy. Which is like, I wear long sleeve shirts and the short sleeve shirts and the long sleeve shirts.
Did you break it off?
Yeah.
Can you get it?
So we came here on our yearly trip. I think we've done a show every year that we've taken this trip.
Yep.
That's
for
not true.
the last 3 years.
We've done, every time we've doing this, every year we've taken
podcast.
a podcast while we're on the trip.
Yes.
Because we've been doing these trips much longer.
And
This is year 8, right?
Year 8. And I think, who's done every year?
I've done every year.
I'm one down.
I'm down one.
So I think it's just me and Rolo.
you. Wow.
Done every year.
Can we recap the places?
Yeah, we can go through the list. You want to go
Does
through the
anyone
list?
remember all of them in
I
order?
kind of do. So it's
Brussels, Prague.
Salzburg was
Okay.
next. Then Stockholm,
Stockholm.
Vilnius, Krakow.
Then this is only 7.
No,
No.
we're missing one.
Budapest.
Yeah, we missed Budapest.
Yeah.
That's where that's the producers.
Yes, that was your first episode.
That was my first episode.
So those are the last 3. It was Budapest, Krakow, here.
Yes.
Krakow.
Krakow.
Was it?
Yeah, Budapest, Vilnius, Krakow.
Oh, so we done 4 shows? Or did we not record when we were in Vilnius? I thought we did.
Can we start drinking?
Yeah, go for it. I thought you had already had.
Where did we stay in that?
The holiday.
Yeah.
Random hotel.
It's the first time I hadn't stayed in a Starwood on one of these things. But we're at the Intercontinental, which is a gorgeous hotel.
Nice hotel. Palace.
And it's very, well located, kind of in the center of town.
But it's still not convenient, as you pointed out.
Yeah, it's like
everything's up or down a hill anyway.
Yeah, we went.
Well, I'm convinced that Portugal is just a hill. I've yet to see anything that's not up or down a hill of ridiculous proportions since I've been here, and that's basically now 4 days, mostly in Lisbon. But cheers.
Salud.
Is this the small pour?
This is the small pours.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I don't really like white port.
Which one is this?
This is
This one we bought.
the Quinto d'Estaño White Reserve, and I'm starting.
We drank that at the beginning of my meal.
Oh, yeah, no, if you put it in that perspective, yeah, this is a good start.
Yeah, I would drink that at the beginning of my meal, eat my dinner, nice glass of red wine. That'd be good.
As a matter of fact, you could have a glass of red wine right now. As we speak.
We have the blog wine.
We just saw food.
So we did cheat, Rolo. We went and got steak this afternoon for lunch.
You did?
Oh.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
We went to a little place. They got recommended by. We asked the concierge. We said, "Where would you eat lunch if you were down by the waterfront?" And she goes, "Oh, this place." And she wrote it down. And sure enough, it was us and maybe one other group of 2 tourists.
So you're saying that place is going to be terrible?
No, the guy. So the funny thing about your place was the guy was like, "Oh yes, it's good, but busy." I'm like, well, that means that's a good sign. I don't think you understand. I don't want to go somewhere empty.
Well, no, he was also kind of just
Yeah, he's like, eh.
I can't help but wonder if like he was worried that he wasn't going to be able to get you the table, so he was trying to temper your expectations.
Well, and he was trying to tell us to go to like the hip part of town. He was like, oh, this is a really hip part. There's clubs nearby. Oh, they turn the lights on, music, dancing. I'm like, I don't
Did they
care.
really know? What kind of vibe were you guys giving off?
We were both up there together, so.
Alrighty then, So how did you guys get here? So should we go in order of like most boring to most ridiculous?
I think we're all pretty bored.
Well, you're the most ridiculous. You clearly win.
Rollo's got the producer's got.
So it's a tie between you two.
No,
so
but I didn't really go the way I was
I'm
going to
just saying you tried.
Okay.
So explain it, Rollo.
His had less continence than yours did.
Yes,
That's true.
but it also was going to be in the span of one day.
That's also true.
I was on my way to the airport when I received a voice note, which Stephen hates, a WhatsApp voice note from my friend's mom in Argentina, and then followed by a picture of them on their way from Dubai to Dublin. And my one friend who works for Emirates was working the flight, and his brother happened to be there because he's visiting, and he said, oh, tomorrow is his birthday. They're on their way, look at the cake, blah, 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 blah. So I had the bright idea immediately to try to figure out if I could make a swing by of Dublin and meet up with them for their birthday.
This was all happening when you were where?
This was
I
like
was on my way to Newark
Okay.
Airport.
so. This is like afternoon Eastern time en route to the
Eastern
airport.
time, and on my way to catch the Newark flight.
Newark to Milan.
Newark-Milan flight, which I had already booked. I stopped the car, my mom starts driving, and now I'm on my laptop looking at options on the way. And I found multiple solutions to my problem. One was Newark, Glasgow, Dublin, but that would require me to change my ticket, pay the change fee, but it was confirming me in business. But then I was like, no, let me just see if I could just change my award ticket from Milan to Dublin, which I was able to. It was a Milan-Porto, which I changed to Milan, Munich, Dublin. Getting there like 4 o'clock, just in time for the
Did you actually
festivities.
confirm that change? And
I
you have to
changed
confirm
it.
it back?
I changed the flight. I changed it. Then I went and booked a one-way Dublin, London Heathrow to Madrid to Porto to get here tomorrow for the recording of this episode and make it to dinner. But I would have to leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning Dublin time. So
So you're saying you go straight from the bar.
Exactly. So I had this all booked. When I get to Newark, I'm in Newark Airport, and I sent a voice note to him and said, hey, I'm coming over there. He writes me back, says, who told you I was going to be here till the 17th? And I was like, well, your mom did. She's like, no, that's wrong. We're leaving tomorrow. Like, by the time you get here, we'll be going to the airport. So I'm through security already at Newark, waiting to go to Milan, but with the ticket to go to Dublin. So I had to go into the lounge and revert all my changes. Basically, I had undo or Control Z or something. And the internet.
Wait, there's a Control Z in shares?
And the internet at the United Club was terrible. So midway through my trying to change, it was timing out. I had to take out my hotspot and redo all my flights. Luckily, I hadn't touched my long haul over the Atlantic. And I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go to Milan and do the award ticket.
From there.
Yeah, so I went back and changed it once again. And they supposedly refunded me $13 or whatever the difference was. And I was able to refund my one-way ticket on Expedia because I have a 24-hour change policy or refund policy. And then I just kept my original Newark, Milan, Porto.
And that was on tap. Milan, Porto.
Milan, Porto was on Portugalia.
On a Fokker 100?
No, RJ145.
Oh, my God.
With a bathroom in the back, though.
Yeah,
There are all of
They're
them.
always in the back.
145.
Oh, well.
Emirates.
Their RJs have bathrooms in the front. I mean, I thought it was a private jet, so I thought I was expecting another
You're
bathroom.
really confused by the other 40 people on board, huh?
But they...
Was it doing on my plane?
I was in business, because that's the only thing I could get.
So you got the one seat by yourself?
I had 3 seats, because I was originally in the single
You're the
seat.
only one.
No, it was me and someone else, and I was originally in the single seat. And they're like, why don't you move to the other seat so you can have more room? And they have a little, like, sticker that they put on the seat back that says, like, for your pleasure, this seat will not be occupied, or something like that.
Wait,
Yeah.
they have business on the 145s?
Yes.
They do like 1-1, basically? Like,
It's 1-1. So
They block
two.
they
Yeah,
block
it's
one of the
better to
seats
have
of the
the 2 seats on the one. And they had a meal. I slept through it, but like I could smell like hot food and stuff. Like it was
Wait,
it's a 2.5 hour flight.
you put an oven on a 145?
I don't know. It was maybe heated up before they go on there. I didn't see it. I can't.
Put it against the
cannot
engines.
confirm.
Yeah,
but I smelled.
Well, you're
hot
close
food.
enough back there in the back.
Have the guy in row 17 holding out the window at the engine for a few minutes.
So yeah, that was. And then I arrived.
Nice.
And I tried to say
You almost got thrown out. You got thrown out of the line.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Well, when I got to Milan, well, first I got the shower service from United, which they didn't really book. I asked everybody at Newark, and no one booked for me. But at the hotel there, they just had to call to verify that I was on the flight, even though I was showing them my
Boarding pass.
my boarding pass. So I showered, I ate in the lounge, and then I went to check in.
So what kind of room did you get?
A diplomatic suite. Upgrade.
It's the only one that they had open with a shower.
Diplomatic suite with 2 bathrooms. I used every toothbrush.
For what?
Well, I brushed my teeth and I took a little nap, then I brushed my teeth again.
You guys kept it clean. I appreciate that.
And then when I went to check in, the line first there was police activity where I was checking in because there was a flight to Algeria, and then the tap lines were huge. So I found the one that said business, Star Gold, and what was it called? Verizon?
No, Victoria Plus.
Victoria Plus. Plus.
So I waited in that line like a good 15
you have an accent. You have a Portuguese accent now, Stephen, really?
a good 20 minutes to get to the front of the line. And when I go to check in, she's like punching stuff on the machine, and it was like, oh man, my flight definitely didn't change back. I'm probably still like going somewhere else.
Going to Dublin.
Yeah. And she goes, no. Lisbon only here. I go, well, this is executive, like in Italian, I'm telling her. I'm like, what do you mean?
Italian?
Yes. Io parlo italiano. So she goes, no. Quattro. So then I started speaking English. I'm like, I have to go over there and wait? She's like, yes, you must make that queue now. I'm like, what? I think we're another 20 minutes. Finally get the guy in front of me is checking like 8,000 bags. And then wait, by the time they get to me, these 2 guys show up with like a little shopping cart to change out the ticketing, the boarding pass machines. So she ended up having to go to the original lady to print out my boarding pass. The lady that kicked me out of the flight.
That's funny.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, welcome back, sir.
No, I didn't go over there. She just went and got them.
So just the second one.
Quick interruption. Well, we did the second white.
I thought it was better than the
We
first.
did the second one?
I'm sorry, I didn't call it out loud. We did the second white. That was the cop key.
Yes.
That was quite good.
I enjoyed it.
A little less sweet than the first one.
Yeah. I was going to say we're on to the third one now, which
Not good.
you don't like it. The Burmeister. I like the fact that there's one called Burmeister. I haven't tasted it yet, but
That second white, I could easily.
No, you're right,
drink
it's pretty
that as
awful.
like a
Second white is good.
The second way.
as a second white.
well, so Kopke is actually one of the ones we're going to go tomorrow.
Yes.
It's one of the smaller houses.
My favorite port.
Yeah. Right.
I don't see it in the States very often, so it's
You can find their more their vintage.
yeah. I'm intrigued by this now. I'm excited to go
It's like
visit.
a Wares
No,
bottle.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the like
The
stencil
Yeah,
letters.
W-A-R-E.
Yeah.
so I'm wondering, is like checking a bottle of this worth it? You think when I go home?
If you can't get it at home,
Yeah. I'm
buying.
happy to check bags going home anyways, so I'm basically figuring I'm bringing a crate of booze with
That's
me.
a good segue. And how did you get here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's ship it to Portland.
I'll ship it to Portland. It'll be great. That's against the law, isn't it? No, I guess it's not high enough.
So I have a buddy that he sends me beer all the time from Texas, and
No, for the personal consumption part, I mean, the laws are okay. I'm just worried about like the U.S. Postal
Some
Service
states
doesn't like
can.
it. The U.S. Postal Service doesn't like it when you put alcohol in
Yeah.
or liquids in any of the boxes because it all goes on regular common carrier airlines,
What if you did?
and so like you can't declare it. You have to lie to them, and
So
then
so
lying to the Postal Service is usually a bad idea.
my friend puts dill pickles because he usually puts a jar of dill pickles in there with it.
We
to
just shipped-
distract the smell.
No, just because I like the particular brand of dill pickles, and you can only get them in Texas.
We just shipped pickled jalapenos that we made.
What if you took a TSA approved bag and just filled it with port and then took it as a carry-on?
Hey,
They need to be 3 ounces or less, and you can only bring a liter worth with you.
In minis.
So you get
But here's the thing: we found that they sell port minis
Oh, they
in
do?
Portugal. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the stuff we're drinking here. I mean,
it's available.
is available. Check the show notes. I'm sure I'll use this picture again and/or our Twitter feed where you can see it. We found. I mean, these are 200 milliliters.
They had
Still
mini-
too big.
they
But they had even minier
Yeah.
ones. They did have minier ones. Was
Yeah.
minier a
I
word?
bought mini Fernet in Italy to bring home
Mm.
We were
Why?
because I like Fernet.
You hate people? Like you're gonna make them drink Fernet Branca?
No, the people in Argentina drink it with Coke like it's rum and Cokes. It's a huge thing.
It's the Colonel's secret recipe of 37 herbs and spices in a liquor form, and it's disgusting. I can only drink it in Lufthansa.
We went to this little
Completely
shop.
off topic.
It was called Porto in a Bottle, which I thought was a little tiny shop. We just walked down the street, and they had what, probably 6 or 7 minis types, which was
Yeah.
it was nice. So
No, the random bodega that we went into. In addition, you saw a box of wine collection in the back.
Yes.
It was a supermarket slash
Wine shop.
winery.
Yeah, I didn't get to the back. Tell me about this box of wine collection because I'm
The
intrigued.
entire back corner with box wines, but then they had some really interesting containers which looked like giant jugs of like 5 gallons.
interesting. Yeah.
I'm going to derail the conversation a little bit. The box wine reminds me when we were in. I was in Guadeloupe in December for the Norwegian inaugural. They had a box of rum.
Nice.
Like
Classy.
in the duty free on your way through, it was literally a pallet, and there were like 3 or 4 of them next to each other, and the boxes were stacked on it to make a full pallets. and they're like 3 or 5 liter boxes of the different rums. It was tempting.
Sounds wonderful.
Don't be too so far.
This third one. I'll just make a quick comment about the third one. It's much.
This is the Burmeister.
It's a little acidic.
Yeah, I think it could be like off.
Maybe it's
I think it's just shitty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's off. I think it's just shitty.
I
It's vinegary. Yeah.
So Seth, you had the runner up.
I had runner-up for most ridiculous way to get here.
No, I think he has the most ridiculous way to get here.
It's not ridiculous.
1 and 1A?
I will submit that I don't think it was ridiculous because he was already on a trip.
Yeah.
So we had to build it in. I don't
His
think
trip was pretty... Wait till you hear about the...
Oh, I know.
The
But
airstrip.
I would submit that it was made ridiculous because he was already on it.
Yeah, this was a little bit of, well, I'm going to be in Europe anyways.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just stick around.
Why don't you tell us where you were before you came to Europe?
Sure, no, I'll back it up.
All the way.
So,
Go back to
how much time do we
Christmas Eve.
have? Picture it, Christmas Eve, New York City, 2015.
No snow.
It was 70
wearing
degrees.
shorts.
I was in a t-shirt. I wouldn't even wear my fleece.
Flip-flops.
I'm actually screwed because I'm going to Scandinavia from here, and all I brought was a fleece.
You want a loaner jacket?
Was it negative 20 there now?
Yeah.
No,
Celsius.
I could give you a jacket.
We'll talk it later. I may take you up on that. Because it's not cold in New York when you get home, is it?
No, I have. It's not going to be. It'll help you.
You have
but
an extra jacket?
It's a Uniqlo fold one.
I may take you up on that. So Christmas Eve, we got on a plane, did Egypt Air, which business class, it's
You're not
easy to find
tasting port.
inventory. You're not tasting port. I gotta say the catering was surprisingly good out of JFK. I really enjoyed the dinner they served. Slept all the way to Cairo. Spent a couple hours in Cairo. Went to the pyramids. The Le Meridian at the pyramids is kind of shitty, but serves its purpose.
Where is it?
Like at the pyramids.
Right.
Where though?
It's right across
I've been
the
there.
street.
I could not see anywhere where their hotel would be.
Where all the shops are.
It's
Just
outside Pyramid
across
Park.
the-
Really?
There's one hotel right inside the park. There's another one. You basically, if you're in the park and you're walking, you walk out. You go in and you pay your driver and whatever pays to get in. If you go back out that road, you turn left and it's 300 yards down the road, 300 meters. Asked, with my Starwood Gold status, which is shit, but whatever, asked for an upgrade to a room that could see the pyramids. They told me that we got an upgraded room, which was 1.5 miles from the elevator. It felt like we were in Vegas, like the halls were that long. And it was facing away from the pyramids, so whatever. Did the pyramids, walked around, dealt with the part of Egypt I hate, which is yelling at people to leave us alone. Then that was just a quick layover. We had a day room, so we checked out 8 hours after we checked in, like, you're leaving, but you have a room till tomorrow. Right, but we're leaving anyways. Got to Bangkok and then eventually to Phnom Penh. Went to Cambodia.
Egypt Air from
Egypt Air to Bangkok as well.
Really?
Food was less good out of Cairo. Did I undersell that a little bit? Food was less good out of Cairo, and then Thai onward from there to Phnom Penh. I would have loved to do Siem Reap, but Thai doesn't fly there. So did the boat actually from Siem Reap up the river to
Awesome.
from Phnom Penh up to Siem Reap.
I would
It's
love-
sketchy.
But awesome.
Yeah, but sketchy.
I would love to see you
The
like
whole
carry your
area is
luggage on
sketchy.
that. It's just
It's
like
a backpack.
But you didn't have your rollerboard?
No, I'm traveling in a backpack.
Oh, I thought you said you were gonna have to check a bag.
Yeah, a backpack.
Is it
I look like
camper
a-
bag? You're like
I look like a 17-year-old.
German
I look like a
backpacker?
17-year-old Canadian backpacking through town.
That's awesome.
You have a German. You have
Watch Eurotrip.
a Canadian Goose
That's
sticker on it.
I'm gonna put a different flag on it.
They're building it soon.
They're building it
Nova
now.
Scotian County flag.
Yeah. So yeah, I threw that on the boat. There actually were some people with like full-size suitcases on the boat. The boat was, as advertised, sketchy as hell.
Sketchy lines.
Now, was that in the proper marketing materials, or was that in...
That's all the
It was
reviews.
TripAdvisor.
TripAdvisor comment section.
You might get murdered on this boat.
You're not gonna get murdered, but like the reviews are like the boats do not adhere to international standards. So
Bring your own life jacket.
this is not the longtails in Bangkok. This is Phnom Penh to Siem Reap.
But like, what
It's like
kind
a
of boat?
river trip. Like it's not like the little ferry.
It's a 6-hour
an
trip.
hour tour.
Yeah, no.
That's a 6 hours. It's a big boat. 2 12-cylinder engines down the back. I mean, it was big. The seating inside was 2-2 on like decently sized seats, and there's like 30 rows, or not 30, 20 rows maybe. So it can hold a lot of people. Most people spend their time out on the deck on top because inside gets sort of claustrophobic and disgusting. There's air conditioning at the front, and the guys in the back open the windows, so it's hot in the back, but it's like frigid cold at the front because they want the air to go all the way through. And you go outside.
So middle seat is.
Yeah, middle seat's cool, but you gotta get there early to reserve. There's no food available on board.
On deck.
Or you go up on deck. There's no food available on board for the boat that leaves at like 8 a.m. and doesn't get in until 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Wow.
We got in at 9 o'clock the night before, so we didn't have time to go shopping. So we dipped into our emergency granola bar stash to start the trip. But one of the mates had like a bucket of cold beer somehow that he was selling for $2 a beer, which is triple the price of what beer should cost in Cambodia. But
Of course he had it.
of course he had the beer. And I watched them load it. I knew what was happening. But like, there's no railings. So when you step out of the cabin onto like to go to the front of the boat or to the back and sit on the roof, like if you're not careful, you just fall off.
But that's the warning. We do not hear an international safety.
Well, they don't actually provide that warning. You just sort of have to look around and acknowledge it. Like you look around and you're like, oh shit. I could fall off this boat.
And they probably don't stop the boat.
Fortunately, no one fell off the boat, so we didn't have that opportunity to figure it out.
Oh, he's got to figure it out on his own.
Swim to shore!
How many on a regular trip?
That's your new
5, 6?
Number on A.
21, 22, 23, 24.
29 E would be the right number.
It's got its own laugh.
Anyway. So the boat was interesting. It was sketchy, but it was fun.
I'm sorry.
Angkor Wat was cool. We're going to run out of time, and I got to finish the story.
No, we can split the episode up.
Yeah, we're
going to have to.
Continue.
3-part.
Angkor Wat was cool. Highly recommend. We did a helicopter tour over it the next day.
Nice, yeah.
That was a
We
really
got
good
counted
idea.
as airfare.
Yeah, counts as one of my 10 air tickets.
I saw your pictures from I think you took like an Instagram picture.
Yeah, I did an Instagram video of it.
That was awesome. That looked amazing.
This is the Noval Tawny. I'm serving now. From there, we went to...
Wait, can I just interrupt you? A quick side note?
Sure.
One of our studio guests hates my country of Argentina.
I think that's a pretty strong word.
It is a name, just for...
Anyways, what I would like to say is that if we ever get this trip down there,
Yeah.
we should take the
Is there a
boat
riverboat?
trip. You can go to Uruguay, and they have a ferry
the
named
Uber
after...
ferry.
Is that Rio Plata?
It's the Rio de la Plata. You take the ferry, but you have to take the Pope one, the Pope Francis one. Has
Did he ride
4
the ferry?
classes of service.
Did he ride the ferry? Is that why
No, they
his
named
name
it
is?
after him. It's just ultra high speed, and it's got economy plus, business ejecutiva, and primera. So there's
Primera.
actually first class on the ferry.
Which class serves Chile and what?
You'd have to be towed on a little.
The dinghy. The dinghy behind the back.
I'll take the dinghy, no problem.
So anyway, sorry.
Can I buy that at PopeFrancis.com?
PopeFrancis.com.
Lounge access.
They do have a lounge, yes. They do have a lounge. And it actually is one of those hydrofoil ones. It's like,
Nice.
so not similar to your boat, but
Not at all similar to my boat. My boat had 1 class of service.
and they have rails. They just installed rails. Sorry.
This is the 4th.
Back to
Yeah,
the
very good.
Solid 6.
Delicious.
I like this.
It's good. I would drink this over the whites.
Before or after dinner, though, right? It's different.
Yeah, this would be an
It's
after
after
dinner thing. Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've had a cracker, so I can pretend.
Yeah, you're kind of met on it,
I'm
Steve.
realizing that I didn't have lunch today or breakfast.
That's too oaky.
We got cracker.
You think so?
When
I kinda like that,
The really good ones are like syrupy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not just syrupy
We're not
yet.
there yet.
Which one's that? Can I see the bottle?
It's certainly better than the other one.
That's the Noval. So anyway, so where was I? I was in Siem Reap.
Angkor Wat.
Angkor Wat. But then we flew Air Asia to...
You went to a wedding while you were.
Oh, sorry.
That was the reason you were there.
Yeah, we went to a wedding.
Are we into the new year yet?
Not yet.
No, still in October. This contains
2014,
salt
we
flights, by the way. So
Yeah,
just
flew to Chiang Mai.
Your home has been condemned by this point.
Probably.
No one lives here.
No one lives there anymore. They've been repossessed by the bank. Flew to Chiang Mai. Hung out with some friends there. Got to put a lantern up on New Year's Eve for the first time ever. That was really cool.
pictures.
That was really cool.
That's awesome.
They're big. They're like arms around, like big.
I've always wanted to do that. That's
It's like
cool.
Mary Poppins kite-esque.
Sure.
What?
That's cool.
From
Say Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins-esque. From there, do you want to turn the gain up? Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Sure.
That's good luck.
This episode is such a disaster.
Should we start over?
No.
Aren't they
That's just the intro.
It's getting better and
What
better.
are we going to talk? We don't even have...
You know, you should put the intro like right now.
Do we have topics?
Hello!
Yeah. So from there, so that was New Year's, was in Chiang Mai. Highly recommend. Really actually chill part of the country. I've never been a huge fan of Bangkok at all. I actually hate Bangkok. But it was just, Chiang Mai was actually really calm, very casual, sort of hipstery.
So I was going to say something
Yeah?
because I've talked to a few people that I know that have like lived there for a while, and like there's a big like blogging community since we're
the
drinking
last
blog wine.
It's a huge expat community.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, so there's a big...
It's like remove yourself from the world.
yeah, like they go there, they move there, they blog. That's like they do everything they're going to do in Chiang Mai.
We saw like co-working spaces
Yeah,
all over
exactly.
Chiang Mai. It was spectacular.
They have like coffee shops, all these kind of things. You American style coffee shops with this, espresso.
It's
Like,
classic.
hip.
Wow.
Yeah, we went... Yeah, it's fine. We went to we got a bike and we're tooling around town and whatnot, and like we went to this like farm to table restaurant that out hipstered Brooklyn. I think when I wrote that on Instagram, it was like an out hipstered Brooklyn plus Portland combined. They had Portland beers.
That's funny.
They had a Portland beer there because like the owner had a friend of a guy. Like there was a whole thing with the connections of the people. But anyway, so really enjoyed Chiang Mai. Drove up to Chiang Rai because why the hell not? We were in the neighborhood.
You were on a motorbike?
No, that's a 3-hour drive in a real car.
Oh,
Go to Chiang Tai.
El Che.
But there's a Le Meridian in Chiang Rai, which is like 2,000 or 3,000 points a night, and really, really nice for super cheap.
Wow.
So, we did that, and that was our first night in like a real hotel again after a week.
Felt good.
So like a bath. My wife was pretty happy about that.
You got a room with a private pool?
No, again, with Starwood Gold, and they were sold out. We were lucky, like they gave us a room with 2 beds. We're like, oh, 2 twin beds, huh? Like, oh, we can put them together for you. And we got into the room, and it was actually 2 queens, not 2 twins.
He had a huge bed.
Jumbo, super queen.
Ultra king.
And then we were like, oh, this will be fine, whatever. And like, as we said that, the housekeeping staff showed up to put it together, and it's Thailand, so they all walk in, take off their shoes, and start to like do their thing before you can say anything. We're like, just let them do it. And so like they put together these, like you had to like walk for a half a mile to get to the other side of the bed to go say goodnight to my wife. It was great.
You did like the rollover.
Yeah, the roll over. Oh, there you are. You couldn't sleep sideways on it and still not hit the other person.
Dirty rotten scoundrels.
So Chiang Rai was fun. We flew Bangkok Air from there back down to Bangkok.
So you really don't value your own personal safety.
Is Bangkok Air that dangerous?
No, that's what I thought. I thought they were the worst, one of the worst ones.
No, I don't think so. They're a boutique airline.
Yeah. Oh, boutique. Oh,
Every single announcement.
Clearly they fly to Chiang Mai.
I've seen them.
Every single their whole shtick is they're a boutique airline in Asia, and every single announcement the flight attendants made, both in Thai and then again in English, was Asia's boutique airline. Like it's like welcome aboard Bangkok Airways, Asia's boutique airline. To flight blah 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 to to Bangkok, like every single time.
Airline.
Yeah.
Do they know what boutique means?
They have a lounge service available at every airport, by which, in this case, in Chiang Rai was like a cart with some snacks-ish on it and a couple bottles of water. But
It was a delay cart.
yeah, you know what? They do it for every flight all the time.
United
legit airline.
always tells you.
It's sort of like Porter Air,
founding
like
member of Star Line.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah.
Boutique airline.
Boutique airline.
But I thought there was one carrier that was like fly by night.
Oh, there's a lot, but
Well, yeah.
Is it Thai
Thai Air
Smile?
Asia or something?
Thai Smile? No.
No, Thai Smile is part of Thai. You're thinking of the one that the tail looks like British Airways.
Yeah. What is that one?
I don't remember it, but I was mocking them on Twitter.
I mean, they look. You look at the
Thai,
planes.
Orient Thai.
Thai, Orient Thai, yeah,
Orient.
yeah.
Yeah, Thai.
You look at their planes and you're like, that is going to fall out of the sky.
742s?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that shit's sketchy. I don't.
Yeah.
Except for the fact they got 742s, I would never fly them. Except they have 742s.
Bangkok Airways is very...
Bangkok Airways is all.
Legit
Yeah, they're all new. They're new.
The only
Are they 7.3s or 320s? I don't remember, but they're probably 7.3s. Yeah, they're new modern planes. There's actually a really nice product. There's meals on board.
Sounds like you're in New
The
York.
Rolo bus.
We're secretly in New Jersey. We're not really in Porto. We get the port shipped here. In Rolo's apartment. Boone's Farm. Against a green screen.
Yeah. Are we drinking the blue or the green next? So, the wedding in Bangkok. That's actually why this whole trip happened. Because there was a wedding in Bangkok. So, did that. Great time.
Have you gotten Porto yet?
We haven't even got to Europe yet. After the wedding, flew to...
We are in the New Year, though.
Yeah, we're in the New Year.
Okay.
New Year's was in Chiang Mai. That's like 3 cities ago, dude. Come on.
Let off the...
That's the lanterns.
Lanterns, right. So then we did...
I need notes. I need cliff notes.
I don't even know where I am anymore. This is ridiculous. Morning after the wedding, Air India changed their flight schedules. They've actually cut back on their flights to Italy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they used to do a triangle flight to Rome, then Milan, and then back, or from Delhi to Milan, then Rome and back, sort of alternated directions. And it was like an 18-hour layover for crew rest on the Europe side. It was a weird schedule. They cut it back and they dropped Milan, and they only do it 3 days a week now, and it's just out and back to Rome. And so
they just do
Delhi, Rome, and then turn around and go home.
Yeah.
It used to be like Delhi, Rome, Milan, overnight, Milan, Delhi, and then the next day was Delhi, Milan, Rome, overnight, Rome, Delhi.
So they switch up their schedule for whatever.
They switched up the schedule, and so the day we ended up we lost a day in Thailand, added a day in Rome, and booked that through. So we were on a flight. What?
He's rubbing his foot down there. You'll be able to hear that on the recording.
I don't think you'll be able to hear his foot rubbing.
What's his foot rub?
We have crackers eating. Don't worry about his foot rubbing.
I'm pretty loud. I don't think we'll hear his foot rubbing over my talking.
Sorry. So then you flew to.
So we flew Bangkok, Delhi, Rome. 5-hour or 4-hour delay in Delhi, which they knew about at 3 a.m. but blamed it on a late arriving aircraft that afternoon.
They've been sitting there all day.
No, they just switched the schedule around. The 787s for Air India are beat to shit already.
So you've flown Egypt Air and Air India
In the same trip. In the matter of 2
And
weeks.
Bangkok Air and Air Asia and
Sketchy
Whaling
boat and sketchy boat
and sketchy
without
boat.
rails.
Yeah, apparently I don't value my life at all.
I sent. I'm helping some friends with a reward trip to India, and I said, oh well, I can put you on an Air India flight, but I would really prefer not to do that to you. And he goes, he's from India. He says, thank you very much. I prefer not to
do
fly
that.
Air India.
Seriously.
Oops, there's some left there. I'm switching up the glasses.
Oh,
You're done with this?
That was the
Yeah.
awful stuff.
That's your spit. So from there, we got to Rome. Actually spent a few days in Rome.
Oh, good.
Spent a few days in Rome. Had a great time there. Highly recommend it for a variety of reasons. Also going off season, especially when it's not horribly cold or snowing.
So it was cool. It wasn't.
It was nice fleece weather.
Yeah.
Rome?
Yeah.
When I went on Thanksgiving, it was freezing.
Okay, well, it's warmed up since then.
He's
Then
got some booze in him now. You can
we're getting a little touchy. Train up from there to San Marino.
Oh, nice.
The Republic of San
You doing principalities?
Doing the principalities. I knew we did Vatican City one day, obviously.
Yes.
Closed.
The Vatican was closed. It was Three Kings Day.
Oh, no.
Couldn't go inside the museum.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, I've been in it. My wife hasn't. We have to go back, it turns out. Oops.
Good Pope.
Yeah. But we were in St. Peter's Square, which isn't a square, it's a circle, while he was giving his sermon or whatever for Three Kings Day.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
The liturgy?
Liturgy, is that what we call it?
Yes.
I'm clearly not Christian.
Was he out doing it out the window? Or
No, he was
inside?
doing it. He was inside, and it was on the
okay.
big screens, but everybody was out there watching and whatnot.
Did your yarmulke on?
I did not put a yarmulke on for it. I considered it.
So he was performing mass.
He was doing mass. He was performing mass. It was really interesting though, like just to be there for that.
Yeah. And everybody, I'm sure, was watching.
Oh, everybody was super excited to be
Well,
there.
yeah, it's
also, crazy security going into Vatican City now. I don't know if it's just because the Pope was there that
always
day.
been that.
Has it been that? Well, it wasn't 15 years ago when I was there.
Well,
but
recently, in the past, it's been...
they don't let metal water bottles in.
Right.
My water bottle, they wanted to confiscate it. Like, oh, you can come pick it up when you're done. I'm like, okay. No, so I left it there. And I walked back over. We did our 20 minutes in there and realized that it was a mass in Latin that we weren't getting much out of, so we decided to leave. And we walked away, and I went over to the guy at the security gate. I'm like, go to grab my bottle. He's like, no, you can't take that. This isn't an exit. I'm like, right, but you said I can take it when I leave, so I'm taking my water bottle back. You're not keeping my water bottle. And got into it with. And I'm a little worried because the people in front of us was a group of Germans that had to leave their beer behind because there was metal cans. And that dude thought he was taking the Germans' beer from them and not giving it back. He's in for a rude awakening. That's not going to work. The fact that she took it out of her bag at all was kind of amazing.
Was it a Swiss Vatican
It wasn't
guard?
the Swiss
or was
Vatican.
it the
No, these were
security guard?
security guys. The Swiss guards I could actually see having that fight with them and winning.
It was like the redcoats at Newark.
Yeah, the maroon coats.
Go over here, over here.
Yeah. No, these guys, but they really didn't like that we had a metal, and I was like, they let my wife's plastic bottle in, but my metal bottle was not good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because
So-
of the Da Vinci
Can't
Code of
see.
Dan Brown, all these movies, they,
The Da Vinci Code had metal water bottles, that's true.
the guy jumped out of a helicopter with the hydrogen atoms.
With the metal.
Yeah.
With the metal.
That could have been what I was doing. So, San Marino.
Angels and Demons, actually. It's Angels and Demons.
Oh, so I didn't read that one for a variety of
Wasn't
reasons.
as good.
San Marino, then flew on Welling from Bologna to Barcelona.
How was that?
With an empty seat next to me, completely reasonable.
I heard it's pretty tight in the back, and
I was
That's the question I asked.
I was in
him
row
earlier
5, so I was up towards the front. I don't know if it gets worse in the back like Spirit does, but it was super slimline seats, but because they slimline them, like there's knee room.
yeah.
I thought, I got a picture, the gratuitous legroom shot that's not particularly gratuitous on this one, but it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful.
Huh. And they're low cost. They're like a low cost carrier.
Yeah, they're a low-cost carrier based out of Barcelona.
Do they make announcements in Catalan, or is it in Spanish? I can't remember, because I've been on it. I
Are
don't
we
remember.
going to Spain or Catalan at that point? How do they announce it?
Catalunya.
Yeah.
No, they
To
just say the
Barcelona.
city. They say Barcelona.
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 We landed in Barcelona. I took the bus to Andorra.
How was that?
Cold. Much colder than the rest of the city, of the country. We have one of the other crackers, too, if you want. I'm sorry. Ooh, sweet. You're going to skew your palate.
The studio audience is now giving us the wrong crackers,
That-
which our results are now going to be skewed, and our
That would
taste.
have to come with the presumption that we actually had a palate to begin with.
You were talking about acidic before, and you were talking about like it was too sweet and sad.
I just want to make sure. This isn't actually the podcast.
Wait,
This is
one more
right now.
part.
This is just, yeah.
open it?
arrow set.
It's open enough. I got glasses here. I got help you.
It's a fireside chat with Seth.
It's not my fault.
From here.
Wait, there's one more point.
Where'd I go from there? I don't know.
It's from
Andorra, then I flew to Lisbon.
What does Andorra look like?
A mountain.
It's hilly.
And Andorra is its own. It's a city-state, right?
Yeah, city. It's bigger than a city. It's actually surprisingly big.
Okay. So when you flew into Barcelona to
Take a bus up
to
there.
get there, how long is the bus ride?
About 3 hours.
Barcelona.
Oh wow, it's a little further than I thought it would be.
by
Is that
train.
is that the closest? Is that the
Yeah.
closest place? To
Toulouse is similar
Oh, okay.
timing, but much less well
Is
served
there
by
trains
everyone.
or anything?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow.
People go skiing there. It's a big skier.
Yeah.
And you said the most popular language there besides
So there was Catalan, Spanish, French,
Mm.
Russian.
Russian.
I saw people like Russian Olympics uniforms on.
Yeah.
The Russians are all into their skiing.
And the money.
Anywhere in the world that they
Money.
can ski, they're there.
And they've got a good way to launder rubles into
Yeah, it's the money
euros,
shot.
it turns out. Flew from there to Lisbon, spent a few days in Lisbon.
Wow, we're now getting to.
We're getting close. I'm trying to speed it up.
we're almost to Porto.
It's the longest story of
Was
the
supposed to,
year.
I know.
We keep going further west.
Well, I was coming home. Went all the way out and then I started working my way back. Was supposed to go to the Azores with a bunch of us. I guess
Yep.
Steve, we were all going to go together.
Yeah.
Turned out there's a hurricane, so that didn't work out so well. Got our tickets refunded.
The flight did leave.
Did it actually take off finally?
4 hours late.
4 hours late? Yeah, so when we gave me shit, she's like, oh, we only normally refund after 5-hour delays.
Come on.
Wow. Okay.
Which is the EU rule says that, but the EU rule also says, but if you're going to reach your final destination more than 3 hours late, they also should refund it. And she said, oh, I talked to my supervisor. She says, because you were only going for one night, that we'll just go ahead and refund it now.
Do you think we'll actually get
choice.
the refund?
I don't know.
Considering we're talking about Saudi.
That's a fair point. Well, they're keeping our €6 ticketing tax.
Is it SATA or SATA? That's what I want
Say
to
this,
know.
that, I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
Sadist.
If they agree to refund it, you can always file a dispute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You have grounds for a dispute now.
So the original plan was to go Lisbon to Ponta Delgada, Azores, and then back to Porto
Right.
from there. And the reason we were doing it was we wanted to, one, go to the Azores
310.
2 and the A310. We wanted to fly the Airbus 310. Yes, sir. Mr. Rollo.
We're raising our hands now?
Yes. I was going to ask this if I get a chance. Why not like Madeira or Funchal or one of those
So
crazy...
that's
Because they don't have the 310.
That's Spain. One.
Spain? No, Madeira is not Spain.
Funchal is definitely Spain.
You sure?
Absolutely, 100%.
No 310 is what.
And no 310.
I know,
But
it's
it's-
fun.
It's
But isn't that the one airport that has the runway
got
that
the
looks like an
pier.
aircraft carrier?
it's got
Yeah.
the pier. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd be more interested in that than
We thought about it. I think
Punta
that-
Delgado.
So I think
The
with
city
the
itself
hurricane-
didn't offer too much, although, Steven, you found some pretty cool...
yeah, we did some research. Steve and I did some research like the day before we were going to leave, which I guess is convenient because that's when I bought my ticket. And
Good thing you're getting a refund.
So you just got a 24-hour refund.
so I was looking, and there's actually like this abandoned hotel on the far west side of the island.
I wanna do that.
On a volcano. It's like an old extinct volcano.
And what's cool about that to me, not just that it's the old abandoned hotel, but there's also, like, right near it are some cool lakes.
Yep, and you can drive around them kind of like
Where, like,
really
there's
close.
two different colors because of the different silt in them.
Yep.
Like, there's some really interesting, like, they're next to each other, but they're fed from different sides of the volcano or
The
something.
minerals are different.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We should just do the Boston flight.
We should
Yeah.
go to Azores as a lake.
It's a shitty...
week.
Yeah, Boston?
Yeah.
Boston to...
They fly
Puerto Delgado, yeah.
Wizz Air and what?
They fly
No,
Boston.
The flight we're supposed to be
Oh,
on
it's-
continues through to Boston.
Oh, really? So it's
Yeah.
like an island hopper.
And it went just about as well.
Not the island hopper.
Except you didn't get on it.
Yeah, it's true. I actually missed my connection.
Somebody-
You're not on a military base.
Somebody today on Twitter I saw had like all their tickets for the island hopper, but they were going all the way to like Palau or something.
Oh, that was,
No, it was John.
It was John. He was going
John,
to
he went to Manila.
That's
But it was going quadrillion, like all the hoppers.
He did it
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that. I actually
That's
did
amazing.
the Palau Manila flight on our honeymoon.
Really?
Yeah, and then we switched to, and we picked up, I think, a paid.
Pull out?
Yeah, we did Palau on our honeymoon and
'Cause
spent
you
a week
dove?
there. We did
We actually
diving.
stayed in Palau.
Yeah, and then but we didn't do the hopper to get there. We went through Tokyo and Guam.
Boo.
Amateur.
You can't do an island
First,
hopper.
he didn't want to get
married and divorced in the same trip.
But no, we went to Manila and then picked up a Thai award to
I thought you
get.
were going to say Philippine Air or something.
No, we did it on Thai to go from Manila to Bangkok.
We should get John on the show because John
We do.
John's
We need to get
because
him
he
on
went to Manila. I want to hear his thoughts on the island hopper, and two, I want to hear his thoughts on Manila.
It's on the LA Guam Manila flight.
Speaking of sketchy.
I don't think they do the tag on it
been to
anymore. I think they do the
Manila.
nonstop.
They were supposed to be a nonstop now to Manila.
Yeah.
Or
Apparently it's a terrible place to
Yes.
Manila?
It's bad.
Just be careful with this
Human
last, guys.
trafficking.
Be careful on this last pour. There's cork in it because the bottle was
There's a little
shot.
silt. It's just silt in the bottom. So
Well, you won't. Well, there's actually chunks of
It's
cork.
the silt from the lakes in the
I was
Azores.
just spinning it.
It's
It's
gonna
just
change
better
the,
light.
mine's a different color from the
It's a
silt.
chewy one.
So it's a nice chew. So
Cheers.
Chile.
Cheers.
so
Last
this
one.
is our last tasting. What are we up to now? What's this one called?
This is the Insignia late bottled vintage from 203.
And there's a lot of cork in it.
Yeah, it's just
It wasn't pouring, so I punched the cork in.
No.
But the flavor is actually not bad.
This is the best one yet.
You
It
all right?
just needs
You
to
all right,
breathe
Steve?
this.
Steve doesn't like it.
No, see this.
We had to perform a Heimlich maneuver in there.
Little too much cork?
A mouthful of cork.
It's good for digestion.
I would tell you how the pork tastes, but I got some cork in it.
I tried to warn you. I actually did warn you.
He warned
No,
you. You have
taste
to
of
put
this
your
one.
tongue forward a little bit.
So, the Azores, the whole point of the Azores was we wanted to do the A310.
And then those cool stuff out west was going to be.
We were going to do a little driving, and then we we knew they were going to end up flying the flight because they hadn't canceled it yet, and they'd canceled a bunch of other flights.
You guys were scared of a little drizzle.
I don't think it was scared. I think it was a waste of a day. Now that it's 4 hours delayed, it would have been dark when we got there
Dark when we got there, it would have still been raining.
and windy.
The hotel would have been great, though. The abandoned hotel in the dark.
Then, did you come across the southern part of the Atlantic, or did you go north and over?
Yeah.
We went right over the storm.
So did you get some massive turbulence?
Yeah. He told us we're going to go over the Azores and get stormed. And he's like, you could see it.
Because it was smooth the entire time, and then
You guys skirted just north of it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like an hour outside of Lisbon. I'm thinking this is like the smoothest transatlantic crossing I've ever had in the winter, and all of a sudden, like all hell breaks loose.
I mean, we just were bouncing
We
all
were
over
like
the place.
jumped out of the
Yeah.
seats.
Yeah, it was they're like, flight attendants, please take your seats. Like really quick.
When
really
the quick
quick.
dings come, that's when you know what's up.
And you can just take any seat available.
Everyone
Push a passenger out of the way. We don't care. Take that middle seat in the back. Get out.
Sit on someone's lap.
It was really bumpy in the end, and then it was
Yeah,
quick.
it was
It only
really like
lasted
sit down.
like
5 minutes,
5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, just like smooth as can be.
So
Alright.
I was on the
After
flight
me for a
with
while.
Meredith, Steve, Foz, and a few others. We flew Newark to
Not to be
Lisbon
named.
and Lisbon to Porto. Steve bought a last minute ticket. What was that yesterday? I guess
Ryanair?
On tap.
To get away.
It was cheaper. By the time we bought the Ryanair flight, it would have been almost the
Well,
exact
Ryanair
same.
flight.
Why don't you take the train with
3 hours later.
the
We thought about it.
3 hours.
I actually looked at it too.
Decided 245. The train was nice. I bought my ticket. I walked up and bought a ticket. It was €30.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 30.
I mean, you guys were already at the airport, so I mean, it's 3 stops on the metro. It wouldn't have been that big a deal to get there.
Yeah.
But I took the train up this afternoon, and it was surprisingly pleasant.
We saw the Santa planes sitting out there, the A310s sitting
Yeah.
on the tarmac. Though.
No, they're waiting.
Lisbon?
Apparently they have a new airport terminal at Lisbon, not like the dump we flew through.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Terminal 2, we're on the low
Lisbon was really
Lisboa
nice.
International?
It was very
It was
clean.
beautiful.
Very nice.
Modern architecture.
Yeah, I will agree with Seth though. I think Porto is just a giant hill. I think the whole city's a giant hill.
So is Lisbon.
Really?
With the port.
But
Yeah.
there's more flatness to Lisbon.
Yeah, Lisbon's a lot.
I mean, I guess part of my bias there is I was staying in the apartment, an Airbnb on the hill, going up to the castle, so not much of it was flat from my experience, but I can see how people would think that there is parts of it that are much flatter. But
Did you hear Foz didn't have a working seat on his plane?
I
We
don't
still didn't get to hear how
participate.
he got. We still have like 3 people. How did they
no, we
get?
actually
I just said
we have to go to dinner.
we did Newark, Lisbon, Porto. That's what I said.
Oh, that's right. you did.
So this fireside chat with Seth is now over.
Yeah.
That's the longest
It's-
story I've heard in a while.
It's 7:40, but 7:40 p.m. here. But we have dinner at 8. They basically said we had to be at the restaurant by 10. So then,
Yeah.
But I think we can continue it later on if you guys want.
Yeah, or we won't. And our listeners won't know the difference.
The
I don't think we had any topics. I think that was the whole show right there.